Good evening. We come to you this evening from the command center set up in Savannah, Georgia. We're working with local authorities from Florida to New York, trying to prepare for Hurricane Hunter. We'll be giving these updates twice a day. We were on earlier this afternoon with some of the local authorities. We have some additional information for you this evening that we want to pass along. And then we'll see you again probably 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Right now, as a reminder, the hurricane has increased to a Category 5. It's expected to be a 5 when it hits the coast of Florida. It will stay on the coast for quite some time, not slowing down very much between a Category 4 and 5, and it's expected actually not to go back offshore and be a tropical depression until it hits about New York. So this is a massive storm. It is going to take a great deal of coordination between state, local, and federal authorities. FEMA is going to help coordinate all of that. We wanted to let you know this evening that everybody from South Carolina down are now considered to be in the mandatory evacuation zone. Please watch your local news, listen to your local radio. Instructions are being given on how far inland that everybody needs to go, depending on your location. So again, everybody from South Carolina down is now in a mandatory evacuation zone. North Carolina to New York are voluntary evacuation at this time. As a reminder, we can expect that if you are in zone 3, 4, or 5, there is going to be loss of power. Electricity is going to be down based on flooding, based on wind, trees, buildings down. So those of you that are in the 4 and 5 zone in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, it's very important that you follow what is being listed for you by the local authorities. They're watching the weather, they're knowing the timing of when it's going to come on. And our goals right now are to get you out of the hurricane zone into safety for you and your family. Right now, the president has decided that there's a national declaration of emergency for the following states: Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and New York. So if you need to know, this is going to make it easier for FEMA to get supplies to you. We're going to be able to move the National Guard to help prepare for the flooding, to help prepare supplies. And so if you are in one of these states, there are emergency preparedness plans going on right now, and we do need you to heed to local authorities for that. We are working with local and state authorities. We have moved the Coast Guard closer in so that we can prepare for search and rescue. We do have command centers set up all along the coast in major areas so that we can move supplies quickly. We are working with other agencies such as Samaritan's Purse, Red Cross to set up some temporary shelters, to set up food distribution centers, and to set up medical facilities. So again, if you are in the mandatory evacuation zone, it's very important that you heed that, because it will be hard for first responders to get to you in those zones. There are going to be areas of shelter, food distribution. We are using the National Guard to move supplies to where the evacuation zones are. And then we are also working to set up a hotline so that if you get separated from your family, there is a way for people to register. If you have moved away from your home, that way other family members that are looking for you can find you. There is a national hotline, 800-621-3362. This hotline has been set up to give you information. There's a phone tree in there based on what state you're originating from. Again, we're trying to track where you're going. We're trying to make sure that you get far enough out of the zone. There is information at the disasterassistance.gov website. We do want to get as many of you evacuated and settled before the storm comes. It is unfortunately, like we discussed, a storm that is going to stay with us for several days. So we do expect a very wide range of the coastline to be impacted. If you have additional questions or concerns, keep track of the FEMA website. Your local authorities have also set up a website. All of the emergency plans are in place. You can expect the National Guard is moving supplies, helping to set up temporary shelters and temporary hospitals. But our important thing for you tonight is to realize where the mandatory evacuation zones are. It is everything from South Carolina down. It's very important that you get inland. It's very important that you do it quickly. We are expecting landfall in the next 24 hours, and your time is drawing very short. So we will be back on in the morning. And again, if you have any additional questions or concerns, we have provided a hotline number with information regarding your state. Again, stay safe, and we will hear from you soon. Thank you.